Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, dear family members and friends of our graduates, honorable guests. Welcome to Estonian Business School graduation ceremony for the class 2021. Hopefully, regardless of this extremely hot weather, you can make yourself comfortable and support your close ones throughout this whole enjoyable process and help them to celebrate together. To open officially our ceremony, may I ask flagmen, followed by Estonian Business School Senate members and graduates to enter the big hall. Please stand for the national anthem of Estonia to officially start with the ceremony. Thank you.
See kaitseja ja võtku rohkest õnnista, mis siia ette võtad sa, kallis Isamaa.
Please be seated. Thank you. When we started with the bachelor's ceremony a few hours ago, it was emphasized that learning something new always brings some stress, but hopefully also success. And so have the Mother Nature prepared the last bit of stress with this extreme weather for you before you will step on the finish line and officially receive your diplomas together with your academic degree. There are plenty of appreciative and warm-hearted messages prepared for you today. So regardless of the weather, may you stay calm, if possible, and enjoy the process. First of all, I'm delighted to give a floor to the Rector of Estonian Business School, Professor Meelis Kitsing, for opening speech. Meelis, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Anto. Dear graduates, distinguished faculty, good members of Senate, guests, but most of all, dear graduates. I'm so happy to see many of you here. We have had very difficult circumstances in the last year or so, and regardless of those circumstances, you have worked hard for many years and earned your Master of Business Administration or MA degrees. Congrats. You should be confident that those degrees make you fit for the future. Obviously, we do not know what the future will bring. It is, and it will be uncertain. It will be complex. However, interdisciplinarity of those management degrees, MA and MBA degrees, with broad approach to social sciences, it all positions you well for handling the complexities and uncertainties because they require different skill sets that you have received over time. You deserve your degrees, and the world needs you. You are needed because people everywhere, in all walks of life, deserve good leaders, good managers. They make a difference in our lives. However, here is also your ultimate challenge for the future. You have to practice what has been preached in the classroom. You have to grow into good leaders and managers because we have not too many, but too few of them in this world. And I think the evidence is overwhelming. If you look here in Estonia, we see that many organizations, both in public and private sector, are not well run. Most of our businesses are small, very few of them are global, and they don't have enough managerial or leadership capacity for growth. And obviously things in general are not much better in Europe. If you think about the world 20 years ago, then we will see that many good companies actually came from Europe, good global companies came from Europe, but this is not the case anymore. You know, once, for instance, there was a company called Nokia that used to be one of the global leaders, but that's not longer the case. And I think if you look at the world now, we see that most of the large companies come from the US, they come from China, and in that sense, we in this geographical corner must take it into account and think in terms of how we can make it better, how we can build bigger companies, and how we can improve our managerial skills. And obviously, I don't want to say that this is all about the leadership. There are lots of other factors why in this part of the world we don't really have truly large global companies, but leadership is certainly one of the key factors. So the bottom line is that we have to be more ambitious here in Estonia and in Europe in general. And this is not just about business, because good management improves productivity of the firms, labor productivity of the firms. And we know for academic research that this is also essential for the total productivity of the country. If you have studied macroeconomics or in some other economics classes, you may know that productivity matters for wealth creation. So if you have better firms which are well managed, which are more productive, then we have more resources to spend around on education, healthcare, or whatever you please. So the bottom line is that being a good leader, being a good manager, you don't just create private goods, but you also create public goods. And this should be also part of your ambition. Dear graduates, so this is one of the many steps you will make. You have gained some new knowledge, but as any knowledge, it's not automatic that it will be translated into organizational change and behavioral change. All of that takes time. Your knowledge is necessary, but it's not sufficient. You have to be patient. You have to practice constantly, learn and relearn, be curious. And we here at the Estonian Business School are always happy to welcome you back. So this is just one of your steps in a longer career. And whatever challenges you might face, please do let us know, and you can always count on us. I wish you good luck in the future. Congratulations, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Meelis. Now, it's time to celebrate and recognize the effort you have made, dear graduates. First, may I ask Vice Rector of Academic Affairs, Maarja Murumägi, to join me on the stage so that we can start delivering your master degree diplomas. However, we could never do that alone, and I think, and actually I know, that many of you have had great relationships with your study consultants. And study consultants are pretty much always the first contact point for our students at Estonian Business School. So may I also ask Carolina and Kaisa to join us here. And thank you so much, both of you, for the support provided to our students throughout their learning journey. Dear graduates, some technical remarks, if I may, to make this process as smooth and cool as possible. First of all, when you hear the name of your study group, would you please gather together with your fellow students to the middle of the room? There's the so-called catwalk prepared for you between the two sections of the seats. And once your name will be announced, may we ask you to approach the stage, take the stairs on your right, shaking hands in an old-fashioned way with Meelis, as we used to do also before the COVID outbreak. And then please take the walk to the table. Kaisa will help you to receive your diploma, and then the flowers come. But that's not it. Please join us on the stage and remain here until everyone has received the diploma, so that we are able to take some memorable photos of the whole class 2021. And that's about it from me. Maria, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Anto. I will read out the rector's decree, number 22U, that awards you all degrees. And before we move on to the master's degrees, we actually have 2 PhD degrees. Estonian Business School confers the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and awards the diploma to the following management program graduates: Hela Abdelmoneim Abdallah Abdelghaffar, Andrew Aja Sai, Estonian Business School confers the degree of Master of Business Administration and awards the diploma cum laude to the following Business Administration in Management program graduate: Merit Lõhmus, Estonian Business School confers the degree of Master of Business Administration and awards the diploma to the following Business Administration in Management program graduates. Taatse Teinate. Dmitri Friesen. Emily Grano. Joseph Andrew Jackson. Karit Kaasik. Urmo Keskel. Heigo Kimmel. Jürgen Kloren. Julia Kravtšuk. Irina Landa. Ave Lauringsson. Merilin Lupp. Georg Nikolajevski. Mansour Ongarbajev. Doris Pooga. Liina Reimann. Brenda Roiland. Ankur Sharma. Nadeshda Sein. Mihkel Sims. Taavi Soorm. Valeria Sügilainen. Denis Tšajakivski. Allan Tamme. Taivo Toom. Marko Truss. Mari West. Heiki Võsu. EBS confers the degree of Master of Business Administration and awards the diploma to the following International Business Administration Program graduates. Jaanus Ellat. Sven Kannistu. Riin Kutsar. Merit Melders. Aadu Oja. Kerli Okas. Silver Uustalu. Aet Viira Meetoa. Estonian Business School confers the degree of Master of Business Administration and awards the diploma to the following entrepreneurship program graduates. Karin Küttis. Raili Laas. Julia Lavrova. Mirel Merirand. Kätlin Miilberg. Diana Revjako. Victoria Saue. Marion Teder. Estonian Business School confers the degree of Master of Business Administration and awards the diploma cum laude to the following Management in Digital Society program graduates. Silver Rits. Raiko Vähk. Estonian Business School confers the degree of Master of Business Administration and awards the diploma to the following Management in Digital Society program graduates. Liis Pavel. Andrei Ryabtsev. Estonian Business School confers the degree of Master of Arts in Social Sciences and awards the diploma cum laude to the following International Business Administration program graduates. Liisa Kross. Bert Reila. Maria Soldatova. Estonian Business School confers the degree of Master of Arts in Social Sciences and awards the diploma to the following International Business Administration Program graduates. Lucina Alarvert-Jan. Heleri-Liis Asi. Seima Avkilar. Alexander Anthony Brandberg. Rasmus Kabun. Jolanta Kaslaus-Kaite. Jaanika Kool. Henri Lindal. Olavale Demitope Oho. Edesiiri Darlington Osakada. Simon Osei. Liia Pjatakova. Miina Pruuli. Merilin Punder. Külli Raun. Hannes Roosaar. Samuli Johannes Saarinen. Anna-Maria Smirnova. Hardik Yogesh Harsha Tank. Tinja Elina Virtanen. Estonian Business School confers the degree of Master of Arts in Social Sciences and awards the diploma to the following International Business Administration Program Helsinki Campus Session-Based Studies graduates. Marianna Karina Grigorakis. Merlin Rikkinen. That's the end of the rector's degree. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Marian Melis. Now, when you are all standing here, there's still, however, one more little challenge prepared for you before we can start taking the photographs and continue our ceremony. Starting from today, you all will have another beautiful hat to be worn. I saw here already some EBS graduates who were well aware of what Tassel hassle is about. However, to make sure that you all look beautiful on the picture and will be dressed appropriately. So may we all together make sure that before receiving your degree, you should wear your tassel of the hat on the left side. So may I ask you to move it once again to the left side. And then soon we're going to lift it to the right. And it's going to stay like that forever. So you can, from now on, enjoy wearing this beautiful hat on a daily basis, wherever you are, wherever you go, but making sure that tassel will be located always on your right. So I will count from 1 to 3, and then please follow my example. After 3, let's lift all together this tassel to the right side of your hat, announcing proudly and loudly, tassel. So, tassel hassle it will be. 1, 2, 3, tassel! Thank you so much. And it's time to take some photos of the whole class of 2021. Thank you so much, and may you now once again find your most beloved seats. Congratulations once again, dear graduates. Hopefully, this Tassel was worth the hassle. And now I'm pleased to give a floor to Pia Piatakova, who's going to reflect on your learning journey and times at EBS on behalf of all the graduates.
Honored Rector, professors, graduates, friends and families, we did it. Congratulations to all of you. Each one of you in this room today, and behind the screens on the other side, has your own reason to celebrate. Graduates celebrate survival. We've managed to survive through the 2 years of full-time studies, and that during unprecedented times. Trying to combine master's or doctoral studies with working is already hard enough. Doing all of that while the world stands still shows another level of resilience of EBS students. We don't let the world knock us down. Professors and the university staff celebrate change. EBS has managed to transform years of traditional studies into the online and hybrid formats faster and better than most schools I know. Friends and families celebrate support. Having each one of you supporting us here today means a lot. All of you probably had to endure seemingly endless conversations about how hard it is to combine studies and life. How we can't come to a birthday party because we need to submit this essay, that report, or write master thesis. Thank you all for being here to support us. We could not have done it without you. But not only such major life events are worth celebrating. I remember during one business class at EBS, we discussed the Marvel versus DC superhero business battle. For those of you who are not into superheroes, I'll give you a bit of a context. DC Comics was the leading comic producer back in the 1960s, but they were producing comics for kids. Marvel and the genius writer Stan Lee started creating comics targeting adults instead. These comics showed superheroes as flawed people, relatable people like you and me, who battle with personal problems and existential questions. While expanding the overall target audience of superheroes into the mega industry of superheroes merchandise, movies, and whole universes that we know today, Stan Lee laid the road to one of the greatest business wars of all time, Marvel versus DC. So while reflecting on Marvel versus DC business war topic with my fiance later that day, an obvious question arose. If you could be a superhero, what would you choose to be your superpower? I'll give you a second to think. If you could be a superhero, what would you choose to be your superpower? Would you fly? Be invisible? Invincible? Travel through time? I'm sure by now you have gathered your thoughts. For me, I realized that I want to have a bit of a different type of superpower. Don't get me wrong, teleportation, super strength, and ability to read minds are all awesome powers to have. But at that moment, I was in a bit of a more of a romantic mood. So I've decided that if I could choose, I'd want my superpower to be the ability to recognize the important moments in life as they happen. For me, it happens so often that I experience seemingly regular moments that then, later on, prove to be defining. For example, recently I've been reading a book on habit formation, where the author recommends approaching complicated tasks, such as master thesis, for example, with just one additional word. Instead of a verb, I have to, he recommends saying, I have a chance to. I have to write my master thesis, or I have a chance to write my master thesis. The seemingly tiny change from I have to I have a chance to in the sentence structure reminds me of how privileged I am to have been born in a country that accepts and encourages education for girls. How privileged am I to be able to afford higher education such as masters. And now, suddenly, writing a master thesis becomes something bigger. This task transforms from dreaded, endless process to a declaration of freedom and privilege. Why I want to recognize tiny, life-changing moments is because I do not remember the exact moment when I read about this in a book. I have a chance to. I would have wanted to memorize this moment and reflect on it while reading, but I was not present enough then. I want my superpower to be able to sense these defining moments. But I think we all can. Every day we encounter precious moments that we do not take the advantage of. I remember seeing a calculation of how many moments you have left with your parents. It went roughly like this. If you see your parents once a month, and an average life expectancy in Estonia is 78 years, how many times is there left? You don't need a superpower to solve this math problem. And it is the same across everything that you do. Most likely, you will not stay in your workplace forever. Nowadays, spending your whole life in just one workplace is something no longer practiced. If you stay in your company for another 2 years, how many colleagues can you turn into sincere, lifelong friends? It's up to you. So, dear graduates, families and friends, professors and honor director, today I graduate from EBS with only one question to you. What are these defining moments that you want to remember for the rest of your life? As we've already learned, we don't need superpowers to stay present in the moment. We don't need superpowers to create life-lasting memories. We just need to stay present and value all that life has to give us. Breathe in this warm summer air, probably too warm summer air. Feel the rush of joy and festiveness. You have a chance to celebrate and be present. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Leah, and all the graduates for your kind words. And thank you so much for offering us a chance to celebrate together with you. We appreciate. Sometimes CBS has been argued to be similar to Hotel California, that you can check out, but you can actually never leave. And that often also happens with our alumni, that even after you have been struggling with survival and graduation process, you sooner or later turn back here and in one or another role start to celebrate with us the beauty and pain of higher education together. On behalf of the alumni of Estonian Business School, I'm pleased to give a floor to Liis Veersalu.
Dear graduates, the faculty of Estonian Business School, dear families and friends, what an honor it is for me to be here today as an alumni of Estonian Business School to celebrate this important event of your lives, the graduation of your master's or doctoral studies. It might sound as a cliche, but I truly remember like it was just yesterday when I was standing where you are today. And yet already 5 years have passed since I closed the doors of EBS as a master's student myself. During those 5 years, I have come to an understanding that it was not only a theoretical work or knowledge gained during the studies that I received from EBS. It was something so much more. I, of course, cannot talk for you nor anyone else but myself. But what I can do is to describe 3 ways how being an Estonian Business School alumni has mattered the most in my life by now. First, yes, indeed, it is the good quality knowledge with which this school empowered me. But secondly, it is also the connections and friends for life that EBS helped me to find. And thirdly, maybe most importantly, it is the enhanced self-confidence, which actually has helped me and continues to do so to take the maximum of those 2 first mentioned points. Yes, today might wrap up the great and this unprecedented years of studies you had at EBS. But at the same time, it also traces your way towards new goals and experiences. Therefore, my advice here, make sure to find and equip yourself with your best combination of your biggest takeaways, learning points, and experiences that you got studying at EBS. What great comes next and how well will you play your cards is now only up to you. Therefore, with that empowerment, keep moving forward. Don't be afraid of challenges and make sure to use all the opportunities that life brings. As they say, success stories don't just happen, they are made. And you, dear today's graduates, you are now armed with even bigger power to continue writing your own success story. Therefore, on behalf of Estonian Business School alumni, I want to congratulate you all for your graduation and for the success you have achieved so far. Now, make sure to use it well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Liis. Success stories don't just happen, they are made. May I now ask EBS Chamber Choir to join me on the stage, and their song will be about an old exercise. This song was written by Olav Ehala and will be conducted by Eleri Kristel Kuimet. Thank you so much. Success takes some practicing because success only happens where opportunity meets the preparation. And well prepared you all definitely are. Also probably prepared for starting to close the ceremony and preparing yourself for the celebration. The concluding remarks, the very final speech today, belongs to the Chancellor of Estonian Business School, Mr. Mart Habakuk.
Dear EBS graduating class 2021, your friends, your families, EBS family. This morning, when the bachelors graduated, I told them that the degree that they've been given today is can we compare it as a foundation of the building. Now, a couple of hours later, we can discuss it as it's the kind of first, second, maybe third floor of the building you are building. Still 50 plus years to go, the statistics shows, and still thousands of opportunities to learn and to find reasons to learn. You have found reason to learn besides you have work, you have family, you have friends, you have hobbies, you have Netflix, you have your startups. You still did a choice that you are for achieving your goals, their education is one of those cornerstones. I hope that many of you will not be satisfied with having the second and the third floor building, and your goals are much higher than that. And even if you have a really good qualification, even if you know exactly what you want from your life, and even if you have a superpowers that were mentioned, most likely I think we can say the superpowers that this is in today's world it takes more than one person to have any of those superpowers, but there are powers that your employer or your startup investor expects from you. Kind of, you should solve problems that nobody has solved before. You should launch a product or service nobody has launched before. And this, I would say, quite a parallel to superpowers. But this is what you do in teams. But most important, what I want to tell you, that even you have all the superpowers, you have all the qualification, you have all the will, what it takes the first step. And if you don't do that, then everything you've done so far is kind of semi-wasted, I would say. It's you know that you have it, but to realize it is the key. We as a school are here to really to see how you realize it. I want to finalize this ceremony with words of my father, Professor Madis Habakuk, who is the founder of this Estonian Business School. And he said that modesty is a virtue, but you'll be better off in the life without it. And I think it covers some of it, that to achieve extraordinary, you have to make extraordinary effort. So it means that you have to come out from a comfort zone and make that step. And I would like to expand that word, that modesty is a virtue, but you are better without it, by saying that it works when you know what you are doing. And I'm quite sure today you are well qualified, you know what you're doing, and you know what is your passion, you know what you're good at, and you really should go for it. If you kind of go for it and it's not like something like your work and your hobby being the same, it's in today's world where everything is changing so rapidly, the risk of burning yourself out is too big. So be sure that you know what you're doing and do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mart. And now our ceremony is really close to the finish line. However, there's still one more superpower left to be demonstrated. That's a very unique, however famous superpower what every academic graduate has. And surely that's an ability to sing Gaudeamus. You definitely know the words by heart, but should you like to focus entirely on singing the song and enjoying singing process without struggling with Latin words to be remembered, then you can find the words also on the back side of your graduation leaflet. And of course, our chamber choir is willing to help us out after all. May I ask you to stand for Gaudeamus?
Post jucundam juventutem, post modestam senequam. in Florence. Vivat et Respublica et quillam regit. Vivat et Respublica et quillam regit. Vivat nostra civitas, mecenatum caritas, que nos sit protegit, que nos sit protegit.
Thank you so much. Thank you all, and congratulations once again. The very final technical remark: you are invited back here after we have officially closed the ceremony to take photos with your group mates, friends, family. There will be a photographer waiting for you. However, feel free to use your own phones and cameras should you prefer to do so. It's time to close, and may I ask our flagmen, followed by the honorable members of EBS Senate and graduates, to leave the room. Thank you so much.
seal on parem või?
Joo.
Viimane valmis.
Otan. Otan.
Aitäh, tore, että tulitte. Niin, aitäh.
Palju õnne, ütle palju õnne, tädimaa. Just.
Niin. No, aitäh. Jaa. Ma nägin jah, et ma panen selle ka siia, et keegi mind ei vaata. Joo, peab olla oma saab laua, oma asjal on siis välja.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Ciao.
He doesn't want to snap. So yeah, snap with daddy. Say cheese. Mama, can you distract me with this? Cheese.
But I think I'm good.
Look at me.
Just take it. See. Here is see.
Melon.
You won't allow me.
You won't allow me.
Here is see.
Take.
Yeah, take.
You see, it's intentional. Okay, I know what to do. Let me carry him like this.
Rainbow.
It's much better.
Here is see.
I'm telling you. Mama, me now, first man. Let me take picture now. Go on. He will come here. It's for something there. You want to wear all this stuff?
Vaadake pirksi kõik. Riiar, kus on oli Birgit? Vaata tädi Birgitit. Vaata Birgitit praegu. Riki pirksi vaata ja siia vaata. No ma ema ja isa mul väga ruttu peale. Multitasking. Aara, tule siia. Aga nüüd äkki Mainsi ja Pirksiga teen. Ma võin teha fotograafia. Teed Pirksi ja Mainsiga pilti vast. Ei enam ei jõua. Ei, see on vaata see